We have this from Newsweek. White supremacist march on D.C. sparks conspiracy theory. FBI was involved. So the group is called Patriot Front. And I've seen a bunch of people on the right say that journalists as well as personalities that I think Elijah Schaffer was saying that he's really well connected on the right. He knows a lot of people from various different groups. He's talked to them. He's interviewed them, and he knows no one associated with Patriot Front. I thought that was very interesting because, you know, I've been to a lot of these events. I used to go on the ground and do a lot of reporting. I've interviewed a lot of people, and I've never met a single person who is associated with whatever this group is. Not that I'm on the ground in the past few years anyway, so maybe it's new, I guess, in the past 5 years or so. But the funniest thing about it is we have this clip from the Joe Rogan Experience of the Patriot Front March. I want to show you an image of these individuals. Here you can see they all have these hats. They have these masks. They all wear masks. They have shields. They all wear the same things. Like somebody ordered the same blue jacket, like 300 of them. They all wore the same thing. They ordered the same white net gaiters, the same khakis, the same boots. So really well organized, I suppose. And then I want to show you what Joe Rogan had to say in response to seeing this video. I think he was on a show with Matt Taibbi.
Look at these guys. Where's the fat people? They're all wearing the same clothes. Do that again. What the fuck is this? Have you ever seen anything that looks more like
Where's
Feds?
the fat people?
Tell me that doesn't look like Feds. Right?
It's like the 101st Airborne.
Bro, look at this. These guys are all runners. These guys look like they just got out of buds.
I mean, look,
fuck out of here. Look at this. The fuck
So,
out of here.
so I saw someone comment, you know it's not real because whenever you see an actual right-wing militia group, they're all morbidly obese. Or at least a handful of them are, not all of them. And it's like, that's actually fairly interesting. Now, I have seen people push back and say, don't underestimate them. They like that they're being called feds. The reality is someone posted an image from an internal FBI report where the FBI actually warns that among the FBI, half of the agents are morbidly obese. So it's actually the other way around. And the argument is the actual white nationalists do fight and train. And so it may be real. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what to think. All I know is it's weird. This group has police protection. Mm-hmm. They did this march where they then were given an escort to the subway where
Which was cleared for them, right?
It was cleared for them and no one was allowed to go in after them. They've loaded into trucks under police watch and guard and then left. So Joe Rogan may be right about this.
Yeah,
I like what he said. Where are the fat people?
Funny story. I was actually walking through DC and I stumbled upon them while they were doing that. So I was being an unintentional journalist. Yeah. I was doing my journalistic duties and I had thought they were Patriot Front because I've obviously been to a lot of Trump rallies and you know, been around. And I know this isn't necessarily evidence or fact based, but you can get a vibe from people who are there to protest for the right reasons. You know, there's just sort of a vibe to the Trump crowd or people who are there, whatever the issue is, because you can tell that they really want to be there and they're talking to other people who aren't necessarily there to attend the rally, but they're trying to sort of proselytize and like spread the cause and spread the word. And it was such an odd vibe. Mm-hmm. And I know that's not, again, doesn't mean much, but I had just never seen a group of people protesting who are allegedly so patriotic acting the way that they were, just walking in formation.
Antifa?
It was
Where's Antifa?
It was bizarre.
How come Antifa's not protesting any of these guys? No, serious question.
Yeah.
Where they at? Huh?
Well, and why do they have a police escort, right? Like, when I first saw a picture of this, someone's like, oh, it's like Charlottesville and like the Unite the Right walk. And I was like, this looks way more organized than that did. Zeke Arkham on Twitter had his thing, and I guess he's in law enforcement. He was saying like, there's photos of them being arrested theoretically, except they all still have their masks on and they're kneeling. And he's basically going through being like, you wouldn't let them continue to wear their masks because you have to make sure they're breathing when they're in police custody. Like, you wouldn't have them kneeling in this position. Like, none of this makes sense. It's almost like you're waiting to hear like, oh, actually the whole thing was staged for a movie and they're filming it and this is what they think this is like. Like, it seems so strange, especially since there are police involved. Like, this is not normally how police respond to any kind of right group, extremists or not, demonstrating publicly. They usually have very little police support.
That was funny when Joe's like, where are the fat people at?
It's real though. That's very real.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think? Feds?
Look, I mean, I have no idea, but it's not something that would be shocking if it came out, right? Like my instinct is just to assume that something's up at this point. I mean, it's almost foolish to not actively distrust them, right? So I don't know. There's
I don't
obviously
trust that
militia
Antifa's
groups
not feds.
Yeah.
Like there's stories about these Antifa guys getting picked up, driven around the block, and then let go.
Yep.
That's what they do with informants. I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, and there were federal FBI informants on the ground on January 6th, which apparently was also planned. So therefore the FBI knew about it, question mark. Like none of it makes sense. The thing about this is like, it's just so uniform. They all are like in the sunglasses and the hat and the exact same jacket. Like, I just really don't think it's too precise for it to seem like an organic movement.
And how it just immediately hits like the left wing social media machine, the blue check mark, the angry blue check marks on Twitter and the mainstream media. It just I don't know. I feel like it wasn't even about the march itself. It's how it gets rolled out, and then it's used as a pretext to start a broader narrative about how white supremacy and nationalism and xenophobia are on the rise. And so we, and then they make the jump. We need to crack down on, random Twitter user 123.
Right. Were there any was there any chanting? Was there any demands? What was the message? Like, I don't understand, other than the fact that it's Patriot Front, like what is the theoretical racial messaging behind this activity?
Right. There's almost no media about it. They don't have any media presence. I don't see anything about Patriot Front other than stuff that's very nicely
and this specific demonstration. Like,
yes,
I don't.
Exactly.
Where is the chanting? Like, we got some great sound bites from previous events.
So
like,
convenient.
what
it's really
is this?
fishy, right?
Yeah.
But the media has declared that it's a white supremacist event,
Almost
so therefore it
as fishy
has
as
to be.
the whole Russia hoax.
Right. That's what I think. Yeah.
I feel like the FBI is going to come out and be like, it was actually just a drill. We were just practicing to see what would happen.
The FBI
Now, here's the
headquarters
thing.
was literally just, a block away from where they were marching. So
No, hold on.
the
I'm
conspiracies-
not some kind of conspiracy theorist lunatic
You're a
who is going to
journalist.
say that these guys
They're protesting
are
Mother's Day, so they
feds.
marched this last weekend.
I am not some conspiracy theory lunatic who's going to say this is feds. The obvious explanation is these are Russian agents from the Kremlin trying to
from the
subvert our
Soviet
democracy
Union.
because Putin wants to reform the USSR. Yes.
No, they're Soviet, and they were sleepers. And when the Soviet Union collapsed, they didn't know because they were brainwashed. And then, because Putin wants to bring the Soviet Union back, he activated the radio signal, which triggered all of them into acting for the Soviet Union.
Just like as a journalist,
That proves
I could
it.
never say that the United States government did anything wrong because being a
According
journalist
to my
means
anonymous
defending the
source.
United States government. Yeah, my anonymous source told me that
Think
they're not
about
feds.
you think about how insane that story
Is
is
this your pet
about
name for
Trump
the
in the
voice in your
elevator,
head?
where it said somewhere something Trump did something like that.
Yes.
That starts with like some rumor, and then a bunch of journalists who are psychopaths chase after this insane rumor. Imagine what's going to happen when someone gets an AI generated image on their phone, and they go to a journalist, and intelligence agencies will do this, and they'll be like, journalist, I can't give you the photo because I'll get arrested because it's classified, but take a look at this. And they'll show a low res AI generated image of Donald Trump, juggling bowling pins or something. And then they'll be like, it's real. And then they'll be like, but I can't give it to you, but keep it on the DL. That journalist then goes and tells their boss, I saw the picture. It was Donald Trump juggling bowling pins. I swear, this is a source is good. I've checked his credentials. They're going to go, wow, maybe we should run it. And then just like BuzzFeed News released the Steele dossier, they will report source at FBI confirms Donald Trump juggled bowling pins, and they'll just walk right into fake news. That's where we're going.
I think that we should start doing this on purpose, though. Like, you should write down a piece of paper, hold it up to video camera with today's date, the story you're going to tell every left-wing journalist that you know, and then wait until it becomes mainstream news. And then be like, by the way, that was false. Like, I know that sounds like spreading disinformation, but you should just point out that there are leaks, that there are people who take this information and intentionally try to paint everyone you know in a bad light.
I think it's only a matter of time before those Tucker Carlson leaked videos get revealed to be deepfakes, or at least one of them. Because I think about this, Media Matters will publish anything. And so what someone could theoretically do is take 10 real videos, make one deepfake video, give them all to a leftist organization who will publish them all, then definitively prove the deepfake one by showing a video of them making it and say, you're fake news and you make up stories. Then what happens? The subject of those deepfakes can file a massive defamation lawsuit for the publication of a deepfake with proof. And then what's going to happen is they're going to say, we didn't know it was a deep fake, and they have to argue to the court they thought it was real because of a source giving it to them, and then the argument can be made, no, they're lying, we want discovery, we think they made it themselves. And then the question is, where did they get it? They're going to have to reveal a bunch of information, and it's going to destroy whatever smidgen of credibility they may have had with anybody.
Someone tweeted at me, I can't watch it right now since we're on air, but they tweeted something to me that has 55,000 likes. It was posted yesterday, and it's a Fed gets recognized and called out at their staged Patriot Front March.
Who tweeted it?
This is from...
Did you retweet it?
No, I have not retweeted it. I can send it to you.
Just retweet it.
It looks like a MAGA account. I have no idea if it's legit or not, but someone just tagged me in this, so it could be fun to watch.
I just don't understand what this protest is. I'm sorry, they just walked through DC and they didn't say anything, and then they got on the subway.
They had a banner
and
and it said something to the effect of, I think, reclaim or rebuild the family.
So
which is just
they're
such generic talking.
extremist pro-family group.
Hold on. I like this.
It's not a white supremacist group. It's just a pro-family
reclaim
group.
families or something.
What does that mean?
They're just a pro-family group. This is a pro-family extremist group, so they're getting it wrong.
Must reclaim.
Seamus just retweeted it.
Yeah,
I got
just
the
retweeted
video
it so
right
you can
here.
pull it up.
Let's play it.
Oh, so you're videotaping? You're videotaping us? That's not acceptable.
This is a public place.
You're trying to get us in trouble, sir.
I need a cop.
You go find one. I'm deleting the video.
No,
Nope.
you're not going to touch my phone.
You're not taking a video of us. And I pull
Look,
my
dude,
mask down.
I recognize you.
Yeah, I know you do.
So give me my phone.
I'm deleting the video.
Whoa,
Dude, this guy literally walked up to him and said, in the most license and registration tone I've ever heard in my life, give me that camera. You cannot film that video.
Go find one.
Going to
I'm
delete
deleting
this.
the video.
No,
Nope.
you're not going to touch
Nope,
my
you're
phone.
Not. You're not taking a video of us.
I mean, a lot of cops like to do
Look, my
that.
mask down.
I
I
recognize
don't understand this.
Yeah, I know
He's
you.
taking a
Two
video
parties,
even though you're
one
not
tyranny.
supposed to be recording.
So this is from yesterday. Where James O'Keefe's trying to get a whistleblower. Where's Antifa, man? Antifa, the one time we actually need your help.
But
you know what I
maybe-
mean?
maybe
To go out and film these guys and figure out who they are. Y'all are nowhere to be found.
But maybe that's the litmus test. Antifa is not there,
Yep.
and therefore this is not real.
Yeah.
Fed on Fed
It's like a
violence.
Yeah,
canary.
exactly. The feds aren't going to go film themselves. Why would Antifa go film Patriot Front?
Dude, Fed on Fed crime makes me so sad. I wish they got along better.
You ever hear those stories about the FBI and the DEA stinging each other?
Yes.
The DEA is trying to sell drugs to the FBI, and they're like, freeze, federal law enforcement. Wait, so are we? Wait, what's going on? Who are you?
When I was a kid, there
That's
was a
$3 million.
car. When I was a kid, there was a car at the end of our block being super sketchy. And so my mom called the police. She's like, look, there's something really weird going on. I don't know what it is. And then the police came, and it turned out that they were undercover cops, pretending to commit a crime to try to entrap somebody or catch them or something. So we turned the feds against each other, I guess.
Your mom
on accident.
reported the police
My mom
to
didn't
the
mean. Yeah,
police.
my mom called the police on the police.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.